Hi everyone,
Hi,
I'm Lisa,
I'm Renee.
and together we are the Tapping Duo. So here we are in week 3 of Dancing with the Stars. It was the most memorable year night. So what exactly did that mean?
Well, they went back to find out what was special for them. You know, what year was special. Do you have a year that was special for you? I mean, you don't have to remember the event, but just do you have a year that was kind of special?
There's a lot of different years in my life. I don't know how they can pick one year.
Yeah.
And by memorable, it's such a big event. For instance, Doug Flutie, right, with his parents both passing almost simultaneously, and like he said, prepared for one, not prepared for the other. Well, that shapes you. So memorable doesn't always mean happy, right? And then you have other people,
Oh, that's very true. It doesn't have to be a happy event. It's just something you really remember.
right? Or Wanye singing at the Olympics in 1996.
It must have been amazing.
Yeah. So when you ask the question, I think it's really hard to narrow it down. Do you have one that stands out?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's so many.
So that would have been fun to see how they culled down to the year,
Yeah.
in their package. Do you think it affected how they danced? That topic.
One person I noticed that it really affected was Doug Flutie. You mentioned him. He was really emotionally overcome. His whole family was, and maybe he can move forward now.
Oh, emotionally overcome while he was dancing?
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job, I thought. But I felt like he poured his heart into it, and even afterwards, he couldn't speak. I mean, it rendered him speechless, which I love when music and dance does that. You just are so overcome by it that there's a peace that comes from it, and there is no more to say. So I found that with him especially.
Did you find that any of the dancers were not at all touched by their year?
Well, Misha, I don't think she was touched by anything. I think that she just wanted out, and I'm glad she's gone.
Yeah, she seemed relieved.
Yeah, she seemed relieved. She should be. I'm sure Artem's relieved too.
Yeah. So a little bit different was we set up the people to be the strongest who we thought were strongest, right? So
we have Paige and Mark here, who I was really surprised she was bullied. I mean, when you think of somebody who's bullied, it's usually not somebody who is petite, cute, and looks like her, So,
well, my hat off to Mark because I thought that was brilliant choreography.
Brilliant choreography, Mark. And he's a contender.
Yes.
And then Niall and Peta.
Peta, yes. I like how protective she is of Niall.
Yes, me too.
Lindsay and Wanya, right? And then Jody and Keo. Now, I was actually touched by her story because she's had quite a struggle being a child actor.
I think she's the normal child actor.
Well,
you know what I mean?
So many of them fall on that path. I'm very excited for her that she's found a way out and she gets to get in touch with all those emotions that she used to be drugging through her dancing. So
I liked how she expressed herself though since she was 5. She was this little starlet, and she was, all of a sudden her family was ripped from her when the show got canceled, and where does that leave me? And it must have been very depressing, and I don't think it's just her. I'm glad she speaks out about it, because I think a lot of the actors do that, and they go overboard, unfortunately, and turn to alcohol and drugs.
Yeah, to just numb.
Yeah, to being numb, and it's interesting because some people have the support at home and the parents at home that kept them
centered.
I guess. I don't know. It's such a crapshoot, I think Ron Howard, he's been in the business his whole life. Maybe he never fell out of that. But I don't know. I'm glad she's come out of it, and she said she's been clean for 5 years.
Yes.
So that's wonderful. So I hope she continues even when she gets knocked off this show. She has Fuller House, though, I guess.
Yes.
To keep her busy. So, and then in the center here we have.
Well, here I have Tony and Marla. Right. It was okay. It was unremarkable for me.
I'm just happy for Tony that he has somebody who's energetic and wants to dance. Yeah.
Ginger Z and Val.
Mm-hmm.
Her little boy is absolutely adorable.
Isn't he cute? He was crying. I love
so
that.
mad. And then Kim Fields and Sasha.
Right.
And then lastly, over there in the middle is Sharna and Antonio. So did anything of those dances really strike you one way or another?
No, I think they were judged pretty even, which I thought their dances were all pretty even too. Nobody stood out. Like the top row, some of them stood out. The middle row, they were pretty much all even for me. Which I'm loving that. I'm just loving that. And then down here we have Whitney.
Yes, with whom? Von Miller. And we have Doug Flutie and Karina. And then, of course, we have Misha and Artem. Misha's gone home.
Yeah, so we really don't have a lot to say. I think a standout for me was Mark's choreography. And I thought Paige did a phenomenal job.
Yes. And I think Wanya's got some competition. Because I do think this top row, they're getting their stride.
They are.
So,
and I'm real happy for them. It's an open field with Derek being gone.
Yes, this is very true.
So, all the choreographers are doing the best they can.
Yes.
I thought Antonio, I thought he did a really nice job.
Yes.
I thought Kim Fields' dance was silly. I didn't like it at all.
To the Facts of Life theme song.
Ginger went backwards in my book this week. I thought she was better last week. Maybe she was a little more nervous with her husband being in the audience.
Yeah.
It's amazing how a family member can
change things.
And
Marla?
Yeah, Marla, I don't know what to say about Marla.
He kept her pretty contained up there at the top of the stairs.
Yeah. It's when they're well, now Mark kept her contained in the fighting ring too, but there was a lot of passion in that Paso Doble.
Absolutely.
So
well, and I noticed with Doug Flutie's number, to skip around here, they used fog, and I think that was to kind of hide his feet.
Yeah, well, when they use fog.
It's never a good sign.
Never a good sign. So,
and we knew with Misha it wasn't a good sign because they brought out 6 other dancers or 4 other dancers to dance with her.
Yeah, and then she was saying how much fun it was to work with the troupe, and Artem's just sitting there going, "Okay, well." I heard that little clip after she got off the floor last week, and she looked at him and she was just telling him how awful it was and that it was up to him to keep it going, and he didn't, and she walked away from him, and he's just like, okay, well, whatever. I would like to say goodbye to her.
Okay, let's do that.
And bye, Misha. I'm not even quite sure how you got your acting career. Your attitude is so bad. You should be grateful.
There's almost been one every season with
Yeah.
a really bad attitude. Not you, Artem. I'm sorry this happens. Misha.
So we'll say goodbye. I'll just take her face off.
I'm going to take them up.
Stick it in the jar. I'll take them to Mirror Ball Heaven. Okay.
Now, just for the sake of discussion here.
Wait, hold on. I have one more thing to say about Misha. I give her a final score of a 1. Sorry, Misha. 1. Maybe you should aim to be a 10. Maybe. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I think Doug Flutie's going to have a big fan base.
I hope so.
And
I'd like to see him stay.
He's improving each week, so I think he'll stay. Von Miller, not so sure.
Yeah, we've got, it's really. What do you guys think? We'd like to hear what you think. I'm pretty up on the shelf on this one because each week with each different dance, depending on the music choice,
yes,
and depending on probably their week and how they feel, and how they come out, it's going to be a really even. Because once Misha was gone and Geraldo, who I thoroughly enjoyed because I thought he really brought the joy of dance, not quite sure who I want to go next.
Yeah, because there isn't a clear week.
I don't think there is.
They're all pretty average or above average.
I would like to talk about Niall before we go.
Okay.
I had mentioned to Lisa that when Carrie Ann had mentioned about his musicality, I had the same reaction Peter did. What? He can't even begin to know what the musicality was. So I'm glad she took that to heart, that she mentioned it, and that she's so emotional about it because this guy right here who could take it all and win it all. I want everybody who watches the show to turn your TV on mute. And I want you to watch the dance without hearing anything. And try to understand that what he's doing is totally mirroring her. He's mirroring everything she does. I mean, he got the best top model, right?
Yes.
So he obviously learned how to model by watching.
Well, and he can feel. When I was watching it, I was like, he can feel her turn out. He can feel her
movement.
Flick. Yes. I mean, just the slightest movement, and he can mimic that.
And that's what he does. And I think it's beautiful. So I think what probably, since he's a visual learner, and he didn't take his eyes off her, which was awesome. And that's how you should be dancing anyway, being so connected to your partner. I was just thinking that how he's probably starting to feel emotions inside him, even without hearing the music. He's probably growing as a person.
Yes.
Because he's going, oh my gosh, I wonder what that feeling was, you know. I wonder what they're hearing. I wonder if he thinks that, you know. I don't know.
Each of the dance styles are so different that it is conveyed. You know, well, it was last night a tango, right? So he had that. It has a different feel than a samba or rumba or a contemporary.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it? Isn't that what he did?
Yeah, he did a tango. Yeah, he did a tango. He got the highest score.
Yes.
So very proud of you, Niall. But you've got people on your heels, so I don't know.
Sure.
But you guys weigh in. Thank you, Dee Dee, and thank you, Ellie and Joan, and those of you who have commented. We've really appreciated. And Lynn, thank you so much. And just start letting us know what you think. This is going to be a tough season.
Yes.
We'll see who gets the 10s, the first 10, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, good night. Bye.
Bye. Are we still waiting?
We are.